Now, here's the thing. We've all probably have had some kind of infection at one time or another. But what I want to talk to you about this morning is a different kind of infection, the infection from the inside. And one of the things that happens and we get this wound from the inside is we get an infection from rejection. So the title of my message is Rejected and Infected. Now, rejection is universal. It's unavoidable regardless of who you are, what you do, how much money you have, what car you drive, what house you live in, where you came from. You will undoubtedly deal with rejection. I can say that, fully believe in it. Why? Because, well, the only person that ever walked on this earth and lived a perfect life, he said what he needed to say, said what was supposed to be said, treated people the way they're supposed to be treated, behaved the way that it's supposed to behave, was rejected. So if people rejected a perfect Jesus, well, how can I expect me to go through life not dealing with rejection? Everybody has dealt with it. You were denied the job. You were denied the promotion. You were dumped. You were not picked for the team. You didn't receive the scholarship. It's all rejection. Now, the original meaning of the word reject, I looked it up, and if in the Latin, I'm not going to try to say it because I always mess those things up, and Mark corrects me. But the original meaning for the word reject is to throw back. And the enemy wants to use rejection to block our advancement, to stop our progress, to minimize our purpose, to throw us back. And he uses rejection to damage and give us a soul wound. Now, a soul wound is a different kind of wound. It bleeds internally, so you can actually be hemorrhaging and not know it. And when we aren't aware of the wounds, or we underestimate the wounds, or we don't properly take care of the wound, what happens? It gets infected. Now, Jeremiah 6:14, it says this, and I want you to know before I read this, Jeremiah 6:14, he is not speaking to the people of the church, but he's speaking to the leaders of the church. This is to the pastors, the priests, the deacons, the elders, the leaders in the church. Jeremiah 6:14, Jeremiah being a prophet, God speaking through Jeremiah. And it says, they have also healed the hurt of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. I like how the Message Bible, big fan of the Message Bible, and they put it this way, and it paints such a good picture of it. It says, everyone's after the dishonest dollar. Little people and big people alike. Prophets and priests and everyone in between twist words and doctor truth. My people are broken, shattered, and they put on Band-Aids saying, it's not so bad. You'll be fine. But things are not just fine. In other words, this is God's telling these leaders, is saying, stop playing with my people. Stop putting Band-Aids on wounds that need stitches. People are wounded, they're broken, they're bruised, and you're teaching them nursery rhymes like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses, all the king's men. Could never put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Now, I never really liked that nursery rhyme anyways, because here's the thing. All the king's horses, all the king's men. Why didn't he ever call on the king? But here's the thing. A lot of us, what we do is we start trying to put ourselves back together or find a friend or a loved one or a family member or spouse to put us back together, but we forget to call on the king because he's the only one that can put us together, to put us back together. Yeah, I know you made a mess of things. I know it's your mistake. I know it's your mess up. But as I spoke 2 weeks ago, is you weren't created to fix that. You're supposed to give that to God. You'll never fix that. You'll never fix yourself. Your husband or your wife will never fix yourself. Some of you are putting expectations on your spouse that it's not their job. You need to be giving it to God.